Hey, what's up you guys? This is John Chacon with Awesome Performance Fitness. Wanted to share with you guys today another Coach's Corner segment where we're going to be focusing on the Romanian deadlift. The Romanian deadlift is another great example of a deadlift variation that's going to build some tremendous strength and stability throughout your shoulders, throughout your spine, lower back, upper back, hips, quads, hamstrings, glutes, everything you name it. However, majority of the focus with the Romanian deadlift is going to be on bending at the hips, not so much at the knees, whereas with a conventional deadlift, there will be more bend with the knees. So, a majority of what you're going to feel during this movement is going to be in the glutes, it's going to be in the hamstrings. Every other muscle is playing a huge role, especially upper back, shoulders, grip, your lats, everything when you're stabilizing throughout your spine. However, a lot of the force development is going to come through the glutes and hamstrings. Now, in order to maintain a rigid spine, not only do you have to lock in your lower body, stabilizing from your ankles through your hips, which I'm going to show you, but another very important aspect of that is that shoulder blade posture, getting it started from the get-go. Now, I will demonstrate this movement with body weight only, without picking something up. Today, as we demonstrate it, we're going to be using dumbbells. I can move this back a little bit. So when you set yourself up, start off with about a hip width stance. There's no real need to go to a shoulder width stance unless you just feel more comfortable in that position. Now, to set up my feet and my hips and my knees, I'm going to have my toes pointed straight ahead, my heels are down, okay? My feet are in that hip width position. Without moving my feet, I'm going to push my butt back while driving my knees out to the side, almost like I'm trying to spread the floor with my feet. From the side, it's going to look like this. Okay? My shins are going to be vertical. This is coming a little bit different from a conventional deadlift where you're going to have a little more knee bend and those shins are pointed a little more forward. For the sake of the Romanian deadlift, shins are going to stay fairly vertical and the majority of that bend is going to be at the hips. Now, in order to lock in this spinal segment, another key factor that I talked about earlier is with the shoulder blades. So without even the weight, I'm going to lock in those shoulder blades, I'm going to pull my arms in tight to my sides, utilizing these great lat muscles. From here, spreading the floor with the feet, driving the hips back, pushing the glutes back, shins stay vertical, now I'm going to come back up. Now, you might be asking, where do you stop in the Romanian deadlift? Everybody is different. I say stop before you start feeling instability in the spine, the knees, anywhere, or even in your shoulders or in your grip. Now, what does that mean? You stop where you feel the greatest amount of tension. My hamstrings and my glutes are loaded about as far as they're going to go. If I go any further, there's a good chance that lower back is going to cave, which we don't want. So some people, they're going to stop about right here. Some people, very bendy, they're going to go extremely low. However, the lower you go, the more torque you're going to have to develop to come on the way up. And remember, you have to maintain that rigid shoulder blade posture the entire time. Okay? Now, I recommend when doing the Romanian deadlift, you can pick it up off the ground, it's fine, there's nothing wrong with that. However, because grip and the shoulder blade posture is such a key component for this movement, if you're using dumbbells, or kettlebells are alright because the handles are already kind of high, but dumbbells, you'll notice I have it up on a heightened platform. For barbells, if I'm doing a heavy barbell Romanian deadlift, I have it up in the rack, up in the J-hooks, so that all I have to do when I set up is pull it about 4 or 6 inches, and I've already established that posture. With dumbbells, I've just set them up on a bench. You can set them up on a chair, a keg, whatever you have that's elevated off the ground. If you pick them up off the ground again, it's nothing wrong with that. Okay, I just like to start off in a good position. Now when I approach it, I'm going to center myself on these dumbbells. I'm going to have my feet a little bit wider than hip width. I'm going to bend at my hips, knees out to the side. Clear from here. Arms extended, I'm going to establish that grip. I'm going to pull myself down into those dumbbells, arms tight to the side, shoulder blades back. I'm not going to use my arms to pick these up. They're going to stay right where they're at, and I'm going to extend at my hips to lift up. Shoulder blades back. You're going to take in a nice deep belly breath to brace at the spine. Now, when I walk them out to the front, I'm going to bring them to the front of my hips. Okay? Just let them rest on your hips. It's not a big deal if you don't want to hang them out here because that'll take a lot of stress in you. So, feet about hip width apart, spread the floor with your feet, keep the shins vertical. I'm going to pull my shoulder blades back and keep my arms in tight to the sides. I'm also going to notice as I come down, I'm pulling these dumbbells close to my body. I'm not just going to let them kind of free hang. Okay, that's where this important component with the lats and that arm drive, that shoulder extension is going to come into play. So again, starting at the hips, pulling the shoulder blades back, taking that belly breath, keeping the shins vertical, push the butt back. For me, this is my stopping point. For others, it might be more towards the middle of the shin. For me, it's about right here, where I've developed just as much torque as I want to, and I still have that elasticity in my hamstrings and my glutes. I'm going to drive, squeeze the glutes to the top. I don't recommend doing this movement quickly. It is not meant to be like a kettlebell swing. Create tension and move slowly, under control, in a smooth pattern. Pause at the bottom, come back up. The last thing you want to do is come down, bounce, and try to jerk it on the way up. Come all the way up. As you come up out of the bottom of the hole, squeeze your butt at the top, reset, shoulder blades again, and pull it down. So every time you come back up, squeeze them back, pull them back together. When you're done, find that surface, unload it using your hips. Vice, walking up and just letting them down with the shoulders, okay? Key things, creating tension throughout your hips, knees and ankles by driving the knees out. Shins, stay vertical, that's number 2. Number 3, shoulder blades pull together. Number 4, arms stay in tight. Okay, again, don't just kind of let them hang out. Pull them back in here. It's okay if those dumbbells or that barbell is actually sitting behind your shoulder rather than right below it. There's nothing wrong with that. And lastly, stop where your body naturally has its stopping point. You don't have to go to mid-shin. You don't have to touch the floor. You don't have to go to your knee. Everybody is different. You just need to find your spot. I highly recommend starting with a weight that is less than what you would work with for the same number of repetitions with a conventional deadlift. You have a lot less torque and force production available for your body. So start light and work your way up. As far as repetition schemes go, you can do anywhere from 2 reps at a time. You can do 1 rep. I don't see many people going further. 1 rep max on Romanian deadlifts, but 2 reps up to about 8. If you want to go high reps, again, nothing wrong with that. Don't call the police on me. You do as many reps as you want. Just make sure they're quality. Make sure they're smooth, in control. When I was in the Marine Corps, we had a saying: slow is smooth, smooth is fast. What does that mean? Be in control. If you're going quickly, you go quick on the way down, chances are you're going to have a hard time getting back up, at least in a quality position. So, that's been your Romanian deadlift, and this has been your Coach's Corner with Awesome Performance Fitness. That's all I got for you guys tonight. Have a great day. Strong every day. Peace.